Alright, well, as I mentioned last time when we spoke about the changes that I made to the top of the spire, adding a roof to it, and also mentioned that there's another really big change that's happened. You would have noticed previously that in the little upstairs section here, I had this blank, and I had intended at some stage possibly to work in some towers somewhere. Wasn't exactly sure, and turns out that I decided and here it is here. So what I've done is added a tower that's exactly the same footprint as the other tower that I've added, and my intention is to add 4 of those. And even just from looking at this side, it's really added something to the visual aspect of it, and I'm pretty happy with the height of it. I don't think I'm actually going to alter it at all. I just sort of whipped it up in 5-10 minutes, and it was just, you know, for the hell of it, just to see what it looked like, considering I'd tried something different in adding the roof in at the top and fixing things up there. Of course, still not exactly sure whether I'm going to stay with the exact setup that we've got up there, because we don't actually really see the roof at all up there. So I'm not really sure whether it'll stay exactly as is. I think it sort of needs something very similar to the sections that poke out that are directly above my head there, those little outlooks possibly. But then again, the flames and the stands that the flames are on are actually sitting quite high up anyway, so yeah, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do and how we're going to set it out, but I'm pretty happy with it thus far. And the other thing that I actually added in terms of functionality with adding the little tower here was this one I had. You could actually get in here and look out, and this one I wanted to be able to walk through, so you can get to our stairs that we made that came to the room up here, and also to the stairs that went up the central spire here. So I'm pretty damn happy with the way it's turned out, considering it was just something I sort of thought of off the cuff and really didn't give too much thought to at all. I'm pretty much set on having it exactly as is. As I said, still not completely sure on this roof, but it was something different, and you know, I needed to do something different, because I was just sitting looking at this particular part of the tower for about a week, just hating it, and I tried 100 different things on it and none of them worked, and I just, in desperation this morning, was just messing around and thought, oh, try and do something stupid and put a roof on there and see what it looks like. And it actually turned out looking not too bad. It made things a little bit different up here, and what I'm going to do, as I mentioned earlier, is I'll mess around with this and try and improve on it and possibly increase the amount of windows going up, and the amount of space that it's taking up will definitely go upward. The roof pieces that I put up here were not intended to be finalised. I just sort of threw them up here just to see what they'd look like. I could sort of extend this tower up maybe another 2 levels, and then perhaps put roof pieces on like I've done here, and then add those little jutting out parts like I've done directly below me there. I may do that and just, you know, have a look at it on one side and see what it looks like, but still not sure. So that's the big update thus far. I think what we're going to do today now is take a bit of a look at finalising and finishing all 4 sides of this tower here, which I just love. I ended up making it a little bit taller, and what I did was I aligned the flame with the middle window there, just to give it a bit of symmetry. And I think for sure once the other 3 are done, it's going to look bloody fantastic. Alright, well, what I'll do now is I'll jump offline and I'll finish these other 3 towers, and then we'll see you in a little bit. Right, so now the last of the middle towers is done. That's the 4 towers that are closest to the central spire. I think it's probably the best decision I've made is to go with those towers and make them the same as the outer ones. It's really giving it a sense of continuity now. But I have to say I'm just loving the look of them, especially at night time. They look so good. And they, the flames just light up that central spire and all those windows up so beautifully. It looks just excellent. Up close, it's really getting a multi-layered kind of feel like those sort of Gothic buildings do now. I've still yet to work out what I'm going to do with the very top as yet, but that's fine. I was just trying to spend this time now getting the last of these spires fixed up and done. You might have recalled in the last video we took a look at coming out the central spire here, and I wanted to make some changes, and what I've done now is on all 4 of the sides that have the large flame in the main central spire, I've added these little outcroppings, and I wanted those to sort of match the ones that you'll see just down below me above my head there. I wanted those to match that so that it has a bit of visual similarity. And what we've done now is completed those on all 4 sides. I've made them all iron windows, and I think that that's going to make things look a little bit nicer and a little bit more interesting as well. So once I get rid of those platforms there, I think it's going to make things look a little bit nicer just in general, and make the building sort of read a little bit more like it's a similar building across all the levels. So what I'm going to do now is I'll just quickly go away and remove all those platforms now that I've finished everything, and then we'll start on the top spire and see where we get to from there. I'll see you in a minute. Alright, so we've just started up here on the top level now, and one of the first things that I've sort of noticed now that I've refocused on this level is that I'm really not happy with, firstly, the way it looks from far away. It looks a little too far removed from the layer below it and from the spire that's below it, which the wall comes up just below me. And what I've done to get around that is I've decided to go down a couple of layers. Now that's actually going to have a couple of benefits, one of which is going to be that I'll be able to get up to this little launch point here a little bit easier. So I've only got just a tiny little jump to get up here, and that will also bring me out level with that flame, so it'll make things look a little bit easier on the eye, just sort of visually as well. And what I've done thus far is I've decided to go up 4 layers on 3, 3, 2 and 1 with the windows. So what I'm going to do now is I'll go through and painstakingly remove all of these little single individual parts of roof, which is going to be a bit of a pain in the butt. And we're going out to a level that is, as you'll see here, in line with the back of the flame. So it'll probably take about an hour or 2 of just messing about to actually get this up and running. I'm going to have to probably make about another, I don't know, dozen or so windows as well, probably 20, and it's going to take a little bit of time messing around to do that as well. But what I'll do now is I'll get onto that and we'll take a look at what it looks like in a minute. See you then.